Hello and welcome to this week's Top 5. It's the week of July 6th, 2017. I'm Christina Rees and this is Hills Snyder. Where are we?
We are at the Louise Hopkins Underwood Center for the Arts in Lubbock, Texas.
All right, so number 5 this week is called Chaos. I think that we pick this pretty much every summer. Row 2 Art and Dallas has been doing it, so it's all small pieces by. It looks to me, if I look at the list, maybe 150 artists, maybe up to 200 artists. You can look at the list, we'll publish it. I mean, it's all our favorites, people who show at Row 2, people who don't show at Row 2. I mean, there's Clay Stennett and Scott Winterode and Lily Hansen and Lauren Cross. And I mean, just almost any Dallas artist you can think of is going to put a small work in the show. It's affordable. I kind of think of it as a summer sales spectacular, summer sales event. That opens this weekend. It should be a big party as well as a big show, and things will be flying off the walls. So number 4 is a show that you curated in San Antonio. You want to tell us about that?
Okay, it's at the Ruiz-Healy Gallery in San Antonio. The title of the show is Interval. There are 6 artists in the show: Sarah Fox, James Smolik, Carlos Amorales, Fernando Andrade, Nicholas Leyva, and Pedro Friedberg.
Why is it called Interval?
Well, the interval, as I'm using the word, comes from the notion of that as things proceed in your activities or in your consciousness, there comes a moment when if you don't give things a nudge, they're going to veer off course. And the interval is where that choice occurs. You know, you see it happening in your daily life, but also in global events. Mm-hmm. If the right nudge back towards the original direction doesn't come along, if you're not conscious that this interval is taking place, you can think you're proceeding in the same direction, but you're actually veering off course. Mm-hmm. If this continues long enough, you can end up doing exactly the opposite of what you intended to do.
Mm-hmm. Number 3 this week is at Moody Gallery in Houston. It's Flatbed Press. It's print editions that have come from Flatbed Press and the artists of Moody Gallery. You know, Flatbed has been going for almost 30 years in Austin now, and they've done editions with pretty much every. Have you done a thing with Flatbed?
Yes.
Of course he has. So artists included in the show are Terry Allen, Luis Jimenez, Mary McCleary, Melissa Miller, Liz Ward, and my understanding is this is a really good selection of prints from Flatbed in collaboration with these artists. So. Number 2 on our list is The Big Show in Houston. I think we pick it every summer. It's, you know, it's just a huge show. It's a big party. It's a big juried open show. This year, it's at Lowndale, by the way. This year, Toby Camps, the wonderful, charming, excellent Toby Camps, was the juror for this particular show. And, you know, he's curator at Manil. He's moving over to be director at Blaffer. And one thing that I think that he did, or our understanding, is he reached out to a lot of established artists. Now, mostly it's been up-and-coming artists and upstarts and the new people, and it's their first show before they go on to do other things. But in this case, he's mixing established artists with brand new artists. I think Michael Galbraith is in the show. There maybe David
Hi,
McGee.
Toby.
Hi, Toby. I'm speaking out of turn. I don't know. I think that some Houston named artists are certainly going to be in the show, and we'll be mixing it up with the newer ones. It's the biggest party in Houston this weekend, and we always pick it. It's a huge crowd, by the way. Well, number 1 this week is here. It's at Louise Hopkins Underwood Center for the Arts. It's your show. It's called Altered States. And one thing I'll say is that this is a series that's been ongoing. Glastire's been running the print part of the series since last October.
The first 2 installments of the serial narrative on Glasstire came out in November. Mm-hmm. The 3rd one was in April, mm-hmm. and the 4th one is coming up in about a month.
Yeah. So explain what Altered States is.
Well, I drove a line around the western United States, starting in Nowhere, Oklahoma, and then I went to Happy, Texas, Bonanza, Colorado, Lost Springs, Wyoming, Recluse, Wyoming, Keystone, South Dakota, Opportunity, Montana.
I'm just doing sketches. You're doing these wonderful little kind of meditative but quick sketches of...
I did not do the sketches in place.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I gathered images with a camera. I took a picture of every single thing that I had the impulse to photograph as fodder for the drawings. And basically I've just been drawing my ass off.
He's been drawing his ass off. You're from here.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he lives in San Antonio, but you're from Lubbock.
Yes, and they've put me up in the Luca apartment, which used to be an ice company that I worked at when I was 20 years old.
Which he just now really
Yeah, it
realized.
just kind of hit me just now.